was a bad mistake.
How did the arrest come about now? So this was prior to you being able to bring back the
Yeah,
last batch,
so we're all out in Ecuador now, and basically the informant had obviously notified the British police, and they'd notified the Ecuadorians, and also not only that, they'd notified them that this was probably going to be their last opportunity to get me, because after that I was going to disappear to Thailand.
Yeah, that's where everyone seems to disappear, don't they?
Yeah, I was going to go out that way and just spend 6 months out there, wait for the money to come over gradually, and just have a holiday, let things cool down a bit, and think about what I was going to do next. So yeah, never made that basically. So I've picked up the tent, taken it back to the hotel. I was going to put it in a secondary hotel room, but didn't. Put it in the hotel room. Gone out for dinner with my girlfriend. Yeah. Spotted that we were under surveillance again. I thought, we've done it before, so we'll do it again.
So the police were tracking you throughout your trip. Yeah. How
So,
did you notice them though?
I noticed them straight away when I first arrived coming off the plane. I think there might have been 2 Interpol officers on the plane with me. White guys, bald headed, mid-40s, quite heavy set.
Oh, okay.
And I was thinking they look like
quite
police
obvious
officers.
ones, yeah.
I don't know whether they were or not, but coming off the plane in Quito, I remember. Obviously, you're on a second story, so coming down a set of steps, and there was a woman at the bottom with a clipboard, and she's obviously got my picture on it, because she's looked at me, looked at the clipboard, looked at me like this, and literally smiled and run off. Oh, wow. Got her colleagues. I've got to the passport control, and never had this happened before. As soon as I presented my passport, there was like 3 of them there, and they were like, "Oh, we just got to examine your passport a minute."
So making it quite obvious at this point.
To the back office, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely on top." So that was the first sort of big point that was a problem. So from there, I've gone into the hotel, and I've started to see things around me that weren't quite right. And after I'd picked up the tent, got it back to the room, and gone out for dinner with my girlfriend, I remember being sat in the restaurant, and a white guy's come into the restaurant and sat like, from here to the table there, and he's reading the menu, but I've noticed the menu's upside down. I mean, it's just I mean, it'd be something like out of a spoof movie. And I
these are really well trained officers.
I know. He was quite young as well. I felt a bit sorry for him. I said to my girlfriend, I said, "You won't believe this, but this guy over there is obviously undercover. Look at the way he's reading the menu. It's upside down."
Oh man! So he has the menu facing you guys, and he's trying to observe you whilst reading this menu upside down.
Yeah, I mean, well, he was
by himself,
like ran to the side, but so that's why I could see it was upside down, because I could see the writing. So he was obviously eavesdropping, trying to eavesdrop.
Yeah.
And it was after that we've walked out of there, gone up in the lift. Oh yeah, we'd gone to the reception, and the receptionist had looked up at me, and I was quite friendly with her because I'd used the same hotel quite a few times and had a few drinks with her.
So she kind of knew what you was up to.
Yeah. Well, she did by now anyway. Yeah. And she's looked up at me, and she said, "Oh, I've got my girlfriend with me," and she said, "Have you been to the Galapagos Islands?" And she knew that I hadn't. Yeah. And I said no, and she said, "Well, you really should go. You should really go there."
Oh, so she was trying to signal you to.
She tried to give me like a little signal to say.
You didn't pick up on it.
I did pick up on it, and I was like, "That's weird." And I said to my girlfriend, I said, it was too late by then. They were already all over the hotel. So we got in the lift, and we've gone upstairs, and I'm thinking, and as I put the key card in the door, literally all hell broke loose. They've all come out with their guns drawn, balaclavas on, plain clothes. Yeah. Please, 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 in Spanish.
Was it just the Ecuadorian police, or were they?
Ecuadorian Interpol.
Oh wow.
Get on the ground, don't move or shoot. I was like, whoa, calm down. And they'd obviously been into the hotel room whilst we were out, because as soon as we've gone in there, they've just gone straight to the closet, the wardrobe where the tent was kept, pulled it out and gone, "Oh, look what we found, what's this?" I was like, right, okay. Yeah. Game's up, basically.
Damn, so now they've arrested you and your girlfriend.
And my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So...
But did they do her for...
They tried to, but I mean, they knew that she wasn't involved, but they how they try and use your family against you as a pressure point, they'll try and use it as leverage. Yeah. So she got in prison with me, and I managed to I got her out of there after about 4 months.
Is that because you took the full charge?
I did in the end, but also I paid money. I got a good lawyer.
Yeah.
I just made sure that she got out of there any which way I could.
Yeah.
So, she got free, and I said, do not go back to England because the British police are going to arrest you for sure. And they're going to use you as leverage against me to try and fuck with me. So, sure enough, instead of going to Spain, I had a place arranged for her in Spain, an apartment in Barcelona, ready, all there with a dog, everything.
Oh, no.
Said you can bring it. She had a young daughter, like a 14-year-old daughter at the time, who was with her parents, luckily. I said, look, you can bring her out to Spain, live in the apartment there. It's all set up, ready for you. Just don't go back to England. Go to Spain, and you can deal with the case from a distance and wait and see what happens, rather than sitting in a prison cell in England.
Yeah.
What does she do? Gets a flight straight back to England.
Yeah.
Gets back. He's back. I don't know. A couple of weeks. Gets arrested by the British police. Put on. Oh no, she was put on bail. Gets found guilty at trial. God knows how.
Wow.
They actually fabricated evidence against her. They said that every time that she'd been abroad with me,
so every holiday you guys have been on,
or that I'd sent her, because I sent her on a holiday as well, her and the daughter to the Dominican Republic as a reward for something. Nothing to do with drugs. I mean, I had passengers coming out of my ears, mules.
Yeah.
Do you really think I'd use my girlfriend? Of course I'm not going to. So they actually fabricated evidence and said that every time that she'd come back from wherever it was, that she'd been carrying drugs. And that was an absolute falsehood, a lie. And because of that, and one receipt that they found, on one occasion I'd asked her to go and buy some chemicals for me. Legal chemicals, methanol, which is an alcohol, which is an additive in all sorts of things. Is a fuel additive you can use for racing bikes or even in your car. She had a receipt in her name for some methanol, and because of that, they said, well, you must have known.
What it was for?
13 years they sentenced her to.
13 years?
13 years, and she did 7. They sentenced her to one more, because I got sentenced to 12 in Ecuador.
Yeah.
And I'd already been sentenced by that point.
Yeah.
So they sentenced her to 1 more year than me. Wow. In Britain, I think just.
And this is someone who had nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you think that was a case of them trying to punish you, the fact that they couldn't get you extradited back to Britain?
But I mean,
so they had to punish someone for it.
I mean, I think that's so out of order and should never have happened. And her legal team must have been atrocious.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to make contact because when she got arrested, she broke contact with me. I tried to make contact with her and say, look, I'll take the fall in Britain.
Yeah.
I'll write a statement saying to the effect that you had nothing to do with this, and try and just clear you as much as I can. Yeah. Tell your legal team if they want me to do that, I will. I'm willing to help however I can. Yeah. They never contacted me.
And she ended up having to write the whole sentence.
Yeah.
How did she feel about regarding it?
I've only seen her once in passing in the street, and she just said hi, and that was that.
Yeah.
And I don't blame her. I'd be pissed myself.
That's
if
crazy.
That happened. And I feel very bad about it, and I'd say sorry if that happened to you. You never should have done.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned throughout that whole process in terms of like taking her along to the trip, keeping the drugs in the same hotel as she was staying in, and involving her in the whole process. But then starts the next chapter of your life. This is now you being sentenced in